Hello friends, Harshal here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be discussing on AWS OpsWorks. So what is AWS OpsWorks? AWS OpsWorks is a configuration management service, right? It is important. So configuration management service, it means that it will manage the configuration, right? So it will manage the configuration of application server and the RDS or database server. So there are two servers as per the basic architecture, application server and the database server. So both the configuration will be taken care by AWS OpsWorks with the help of Chef and Puppet. So Chef and Puppet, these are third-party tool which will be used by the OpsWorks, AWS OpsWorks, and by default AWS OpsWorks use Chef tool. Okay, that helps you build and operate highly dynamic applications, and it also helps to build and operate highly dynamic application, and it will deploy that application on application server and propagate changes instantly. And we can propagate changes. Let us say the complete architecture has already been created. If it is already created, then how can we configure it? How can we make changes in the configuration? So we can use here cookbooks, the cookbooks and recipes of the chef tool, and it is written in the JSON format. It is actually work infrastructure as code, as similar as that to CloudFormation. So it is basically the same. Okay, AWS OpsWorks provide three solutions to configure your infrastructure. So there are three solutions we have given here: OpsWorks Stacks, then OpsWorks for Chef Automate, again OpsWorks for Puppet Enterprise. So yeah, we can create the stack, we can use the Chef Automate, we can create the Chef servers to do some changes to manage the servers, and also we can use that Puppet Enterprises to create Puppet servers, right? We can create servers, or we can create the stacks, OpsWorks stacks. Then here is the basic architecture. Guys, I have some issue with I have throat infection, so that's why my voice may not sound clear to you, but I try my best to explain. Okay, so here is the basic architecture. User access the AWS network via internet. So here the load balancer, this is the elastic load balancer layer, this is the load balancer layer, this is the server layer, application server layer, and this is the database layer, right? So basically, and this one, that load balancer, application server and database, this we can call it a stack. So whenever we create the stack, inside that stack the complete infrastructure will be created, right? Okay, so now here you can see the simplified diagram, simplified architecture. So user uses internet and it will access to AWS network. So if you can see that dotted line, pink dotted line, so it is the AWS network, and here is the OpsWorks stack. So let us say we have created OpsWorks stack. So if we create OpsWorks stack, it will create three layer: elastic load balancing layer, application server layer, and the Amazon RDS layer, right? So this is load balancer, this is application server, and this is the database instance. So everything will be created by using this stack, right? And let us say if we want to do some changes in the application server or the database server, then what we have to do, we have some third-party tool, that is Chef. OpsWorks by default use Chef to make some changes in the configuration of the server. So here in the cookbook repository, we can write the code in JSON format, so that we can call it recipes, right? And here is the app repository. Here we can store our code. So after storing our code, we can simply deploy the code or the application on application server instance. So this is what the architecture is. Okay, so now a stack. What is a stack? It represents a collection of EC2 instances and related AWS resources that have common purpose, right? So stack. So here I told you OpsWorks stack. It includes EC2 instances. Here you can see application server instance, DB server instance. So these are the EC2 instances, and here is the load balancer as well, right? So combined together we can call it a stack, and that you want to manage collectively. Okay, within a stack you use layers to define the configuration of your instances and use apps to specify the code you want to deploy. Okay, and then a layer. It is a blueprint for a set of Amazon EC2 instances. It specifies the instance setting, associated resources, install packages, profile, and security groups, right? So layer, I told you the layer, right? So here is the separate layer. Here is the database layer. So here just a definition. You can also add recipes to lifecycle events. So lifecycle events, or we can call it hooks. So there are basically 5 lifecycle events for the recipes. We will talk about this later in this video. Okay, of your instances, for example, to set up, deploy, configuration your instances, or discover your resources. Okay, so lifecycle event, auto. Okay, so now we will go to here OpsWorks. So if I click here in the OpsWorks, so we will get 3 solutions. So here add your first stack, right? So just click on it, and now you can see which type of stack do you want to create. So sample stack, chef stack, or chef 11 stack. So I would like to go with the sample stacks, and let me create it. And here I'm getting this error that an IAM role is required to create a stack, and instance profile is required to create a stack. So let me create it. So no, it is not allowing me to create the stack. So for that I have to create IAM role and instance profile. So for that I have to go to IAM. Here inside IAM I need to create a role, right? So let me create a role first. So I need to create a role for OpsWorks. Go to next, and okay, I need to add admin access to this role. Administrator access. Where is administrator access? Okay, so here is the administrator access. So it will access all the services, AWS services. So that's why I have given this OpsWorks. Okay, so IAM role is now created. So it is creating role. Okay, so here is the OpsWorks IAM role, and now we have to create the instance profile. So to create instance profile we need to create role, and instance profile means we have to create EC2 instance. go to next and give admin access to. Now here is the administrator access, so I add that administrator access to EC2 role, instance profile. Okay, and now creating a role. So we have created IAM role and instance profile, both of. Okay, now let me try here to create a stack. So it should be it should create a stack. Let me go back again, let me restart it, refresh it. Let me try again. So yeah, it started working, right? So setting up a sample stack. So if you are getting such error, then please go and create IAM role and instance profile. So here, okay, now in the stack, here you can see layer. Okay, so this is the layer instance, then this is the application, resource permission, okay, and in this run command, stack setting, delete stack. Okay, so first of all I would like to tell you about the stack setting. So if I click here, you will get all the details about the stack, right? So it will basically use chef cookbooks, right? By default OpsWorks use chef cookbook, so it is yes, and repository URL. So here you will get the, so let me just copy it and put here. So now here you can see that there is a application and all the application code is here, right? So yeah, and here, okay, and now here you can see IAM role that we had created, that is OpsWorks, and the instance profile, IAM instance profile. So this is the instance profile, right? And this is US West 2, the API endpoint region is. So if I go to this region US West 2, there EC2 instance will be created if we start this. So before that, let me go to layers, let me show you the layers. So if I click here, and you can see general setting. So the name, you can edit this, right? You can change the name and all the stuffs. And here is the auto healing enabled, right? So auto healing enabled is for a layer. AWS OpsWorks automatically restart the layers instance in case of failure. Let us say the instance get failure, it's not working. In that case, what happened? It restarted that instance, right? So yeah, this is called auto healing enabled. And if you go to recipes, here you can see that cookbook recipes, it should be written in, and these are called the lifecycle events or the hooks, right? So the first of all, it will set up the when we create the stack, it will set up the instance, right? After setting up the instance, the configuration started running. The configuration, it will configure the server or instance, then it will deploy the application on that server, and then undeploy and shut down, right? To undeploy, it will started running this command undeploy, and to shut down instance, it will run this command, right? So right now node.js demo, it is in deploy. So in okay, let me go to layers. So here in the network you can see IP, the public IP address. Yes, we have not added any elastic load balancer for now, so we can also add here. Then EBS volumes also we can add, then the security, then CloudWatch logs. If you want to get logs, so you can simply edit it and just enable it, right, and just save it. That's it. So I have enabled the logs. Then here is some tags. Okay. Now go to instance, and here we have created a stack, and here the EC2 instance is created, which is in stop status, right? So let me, okay, and here is the size is t2 dot medium. I wanted to change it to t2 dot micro. So let me go here and let me edit it. I would like to change it to t2 dot micro, so that it will not incur a cost, right? It's a free tier. It is this t2 dot micro is used for free tier, so that's why I selected this, and let me save it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what I have to do, let me start this instance. So simply click here and it will this instance will get started. It will take a lot of time, so for that reason I have to pause this video for some time. Okay guys, so it will take quite a few time. So now it is running setup. So it will run the setup command. It set up the server. After that the configuration will be running on that server, and then the application will be deployed. So for deploy, we have to deploy the application from here. We can directly deploy on that instance. Whatever the instance is up, so it will be automatically deployed on that instance. Okay, so for now let me tell you about instance. Okay, so there are basically three types, right? So the first instance type is 24/7, right? So the normal instance, that is 24/7. We can also create instance, we can add time-based instance. So if I click here, and we can add time-based instance. So let me t2 micro. So here is t2 micro, t2 dot micro, that is used for free tier. So you can select any of the subnet. So I'm selecting this subnet, and we can simply add the instance, or we can also go for advanced, and here you can select whatever you want, right? And these are some basic information. So if I want to create time base, then simply I need to add the instance, and now we have created the time-based instance. So what is the time-based instance? So let us say if you want to make some instance up for some specific time, right, and after that it will go offline. So in that case you can simply add time-based instance, and you can schedule that instance according to your task. So let us say on Monday I wanted to that instance it should up at 6 a.m, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So that is 11. So from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. on every Monday, this instance go up, and after that it goes down. So that is called time instance, right? So let us say every day. Then every day you can select any time. So let us say 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., right? Every day this instance come up, this instance started working for this 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., right? So that is called time instance. So on Monday, right? Okay. And now load based instance. So here we have not added any load balancer, so no load based instance. So first of all we need to add load based instance, and then I'll tell you. So here t2.micro, and I'm adding the instance. After adding the instance, we need to edit, we need to start an auto scaling group, right? So for now it is disabled, so go and on that scaling configuration, and here is the scaling configuration, right? The scaling parameters already set. So server come up and server goes down. Okay, one server come up and one server goes down when 80% of the CPU is used. One server goes down, and if the below 30% or below 30% CPU average CPU, then the server come up, right? So this is the scaling configuration. So yeah, I would like to save it. Then okay, so we have done this configuration. So if I go to instance, and now you can see our first instance that is of type 24/7, it is online, right? And that time-based event, time-based instance is in stop state, and load-based instance also in stop state. Okay, public IP is provided to 24/7 type EC2 instance. Okay, so okay, and now next one is apps. So here you can add apps, right? Here you can add apps. You can select if your code or app is in Git, HTTP archive, S3 archive, so you need to mention that location, right? Or just go back, and here you can deploy this app, or you can edit the app name and everything, right? Okay, then go to deployment, and here you can deploy the app. So let us say if I wanted to deploy the app, simply you can deploy undeploy here, and go to in advanced, and here in the instance you can see OpsWorks will run this command on one of three instances. There are three instances, but two instance is in stop state, only one instance is online. So that's why OpsWorks will run this command on instance 1. The assigned recipes are run on all instance selected instance. Okay, so here you can see one instance is up, right? It is online, and 2, 3 these instances are down. So okay, go back, and now run command. So run command means here you can see if you want to update custom cookbooks, here you can do that, right? So If you go down here in the JSON format, you can write it. Okay, everything will be deployed on this server, online server. Then execute recipes. The recipes will be execute a specific set of recipes, and here you can write it. Please provide recipe name or the list of comma separated recipe names that should be executed. So recipe name should be here. Okay, now there is setup, right, and configure, then upgrade OS. So everything you can do by running that command. So these commands automatically run by OpsWorks behalf of you. So we can do that. Again, there is a monitoring tab, and here you can monitor the CPU system, memory use, load, and the processes. Then the resources. So elastic IPs. So we have not registered any elastic IPs for now. In the volumes, we have not registered any volume, and in the RDS, no, we have not registered any RDS. Right? If you want to register, you can add, or you can use following database as well, that is MySQL and PostgreSQL. Right? And then go to layer, and here. Okay, so I told you almost everything about that OpsWorks. So yeah, it's very simple, and very few questions to be asked in AWS DevOps exam. So that is not that much important topic, but yeah, good to know, good to have knowledge on this. And yeah, and now how to clean up when you have created stack, or you have created something. Then how to clean up? So the first of all, we have to delete the application. So here you can see the delete option. Simply you can delete it. Then go to instance, and first of all we need to stop this instance. So it started stopping. We can delete those instances here, right? And after that, after deleting this, so it started stopping. After deleting instances, we can simply go to stack, and we can directly delete the stack. So for now, you can't delete stack, because please stop and delete all instances, because our instance is not yet deleted. So yeah, first delete the application app, then delete the instances, and after that you can delete the stack. So this is how you can clean up OpsWorks stacks. So this is the end of the video, and yeah, let me tell you about lifecycle events. So each layer has a set of 5 lifecycle events. So there are 5 lifecycle events. This is important. Each of which has an associated set of recipes that you are specific to the layer. When an event occurs on a layer's instance, AWS OpsWorks stacks automatically run the appropriate set of recipes. To provide custom response to these events, implement custom recipes and assign them to the appropriate events for each layer. AWS OpsWorks stacks run those recipes after events built in recipes. So the 5 lifecycle events are setup, configure, then shutdown, right? So these are 5. So let me show you. So here, if we go and where is, okay, I have deleted. So there are 5 okay, so there are 5 life cycle events, or deploy, undeploy, shutdown, setup and configure. These are 5 run commands, or we can call it 5 lifecycle events or hooks, right? First it will set the instance, then it will run the configuration commands. After that, if you want to shut down, you can shut down the instance, it will go to offline. Then we can deploy and undeploy the application. That is also we can do here. Okay, everything will be done by OpsWorks behalf of the user. So okay, and now auto healing. Okay, in the auto healing, every instance has an AWS OpsWorks tags agent that communicates regularly with the service, right? Every instance has AWS OpsWorks tags agent, right? Every instance has it, and that communicates regularly with the service. Then AWS OpsWorks tags uses that communication to monitor the instance health. Okay, it will monitor or check the instance health. If an agent does not communicate with the service for more than approximately 5 minutes, right? More than 5 minutes, if it's not communicated with the agent, then AWS OpsWorks tag considered the instance to have failed, or then it restarted the instance. So that is called auto healing. Okay, so now we come to the we are at the end of this video. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye.